Welcome back to Supercoach. We're 80% of the way through round 0, and I don't know why I'm doing a video now, but I'm going to cover the first 4 games, and then tomorrow night I'll do the shorter one and do the last game. So yeah, it's been good to have footy back, but to be honest, the round has felt like a fizzler. I think it's because not all the teams are playing. It still just feels like pre-season for some reason. Like the real thing hasn't started. I don't know. I can't shake the feeling. It's hard to really get too excited about anything that's happening. So, yeah, obviously that will change next week once we start locking our teams in and there's Supercoach points riding on it. But yeah, this just felt like an extended preseason kind of run, I guess. Now, there's been some trends from it. It seems that the half forwards are scoring well, like the high half forwards pushing up the stoppage. They're not even necessarily getting CBAs or anything, and they're still scoring quite well. But, you know, is that just one of those trends that starts for the year, and then usually coaches make them all go away by about 4 rounds in? So it's hard to tell. I don't think the new rules would be causing that from what I can see, but you never know. I think a lot is being made of the ruck situation as well. I can't really see anything that's making me think that the rucks are being scored differently or the rules are really impacting them too much. I mean, look at the Sydney and the Carlton game. So Grundy 46 hitouts, Amadi only 2, but you know, how many have we got here? 17 to Pitto, 17 to Reedy. So that's like 82 hitouts for a game. Like that's not low at all, I wouldn't think. I haven't looked into that, but yeah, from the eye test, it all looks pretty normal to me. The only reason Grundy didn't score that great, I mean, a 112 for 46 hitouts, he kind of butchered it a bit. 63 efficiency, and he had the 5 clangers. So yeah, 2 frees against, that'll kind of limit your score a bit. Anyway, I wouldn't be looking too hard into round 0. Like, it's the best look we get because it is technically the real thing, but it's also a really small sample size and things change. Look at last year. Perryman was still playing that inside mid-roll in round 0, and he scored a 90-something, and we all jumped on him, unfortunately. Still regretting that one. But, you know, that was gone within, I think it was even the next game. That was it. He was taken out of the role and stuff. So you can't put all your eggs into the round 0 basket, I think. You gotta back your research. I mean, it's a marathon, not a sprint. How many weeks is it? We're like 22 rounds from the end, or 23 rounds from the end. So yeah, just hold your nerve as always and back your research in, I think. So I'll start with the Sydney game. It feels like a long time ago now. I only saw the first quarter of this live, and then I had to go back later on. I saw the last quarter live. Had to go back and watch the first 3. It was a bit of a shit game for the first half. I mean, you'd be happy if you're a Carlton supporter for those 2 quarters. But it seemed like the disposal efficiency from both teams was kind of all over the place for the first half, and then obviously that third quarter for a neutral. I mean, Sydney got 12 goals. It was pretty cool. So yeah, a bit of a weird game. I think that's why the scoring looked a bit odd as well. McInerney at 142. He was, for averages, he was 10th forward last year. I reckon he'll go top 8. I'm not saying he'll be like in the top 4 or anything, but he'll probably go like in that 8 to 6. He scores pretty well when they win, and Sydney look pretty bloody good. So yeah, I think, you know, he's not going to do this every week. He's not going to get 3 goals and 30 touches. He's not going to score a 142, but he's already got that head start. He'll do pretty well, I think. That's definitely a ceiling game for him. I'd be surprised if he's ever scored more. I haven't checked. Goulden was alright. He got CBAs. The first half, I don't think he really got many. But that was kind of what opened the game up for him by the look of it. Or for Sydney. They chucked him in there, got their midfield mix right, and they started to expand on the outside and cooked Carlton. It was a bit similar actually to the way the Geelong and Gold Coast game looked. So it looked like Geelong and Carlton wanted to try and compress the game and keep it very contested and in close. But, you know, when Sydney and the Suns were able to get it out of there and get it wide, they just spread them, and it looked like they couldn't really go with either of them. So, yeah, Goulden obviously is going to feast once that happens. I think he definitely would have scored better in the second half. Yep. 38 points opposed to, 75? Yep, so we want an open game for Goulden if you're going to pick him. We all knew that anyway. So yeah, Grundy the 112, that's fine. I would not be worried about that whatsoever. And I don't think Pitto is as bad as the number one ruck, as people say. And I'll get to that when I discuss him. But yeah, Grundy wasn't going to dominate him like he would have, I don't know, some rookie. Roberts 112, 2 goals, not going to happen all the time. Yeah, it's a trap. He loves the open game. I don't even think he's got like a safe spot in the team, to be honest. He could easily go out after a poor game or two. I'd be lying if I said that Heaney wasn't a little bit of a worry here in 89. He got that knock in the head, but he already was doing nothing really before that. He scored like 50 points in the third quarter, and then not much else outside of it. The good thing about him is he doesn't need like 40 possessions though to do really well. 20 he'll usually ton on because he hits the scoreboard. So that 2 goals he got, that is a pretty regular occurrence, him hitting the scoreboard. 60% efficiency, that's probably why it's down a fair bit. He's usually pretty good. But yeah, what was he on at halftime? 20 points. I'd rather focus on the fact that he got 50 in a quarter because we know he can do it more regularly than he gets 9s and 11s in a quarter. So yeah, I'm not removing him from my team, but wasn't quite what I wanted to see. I think I will. Well, I can't even really give him an excuse for the head knock thing. I mean, it's pretty vicious, but he actually had his best scoring after it. So, you know, the fantasy points are there though. So that's good with him. You know, there's a bit of a correlation you want to see there. So yeah, he's all right. So Rampy was in the team. Now, no one's picking Rampy, obviously, even though he got an 85. But what that does is it makes the job security for Sarong look even better. So we thought that, you know, heading into the season, because Rampy hadn't played, we thought Sarong might be in a bit of danger if Rampy took his position. But Sarong's played higher up the field and even on the wing. He's still done well, 77 Supercoach. So yeah, we can pretty confidently field him, I reckon. He's going to do well. And, you know, if Rampy does miss the occasional game, Sarong will probably push down back. So, yeah, that's a good one for sure. Blakey's a weird one. I expected him to do a lot better. 21 touches. It's not like he even butchered it either, 76%. He was on Moya for most of it too, and I thought... you know, Moya's not the most damaging player. Obviously, he's got great potential as a rookie, but wasn't going to be a shutdown job or anything. I'm thinking maybe Moya put time into him, almost played like that defensive forward role, but I got no idea because it's hard to tell. You can't really see on the TV off the ball, so, you know, it's always in pre-season. Why I like to go to some of the games when I can see a bit off the ball. You can look at structures and stuff, but yeah, that's an interesting one because I was pretty hot on Blakey in the pre-season, but after seeing this, you can't help but feel you're not missing out on much because he can be a little bit inconsistent. But yeah, I thought he was past that. If anyone knows the answer to what happened with him, let me know. 6 clangers, that hurts as well. Rosa's got a 68, but that small forward pocket kind of role that's not great for Supercoach overall. He's slightly elevated price too. I think he's like 140k. So, I mean, there's better options in the forward line, I think. But if you're going to go there, like, it's probably not the worst. Like, Sydney's, I think they're going to be a top team. So, he's going to have opportunities to kick goals. He's only got 1 here and he's still done all right. So, yeah, who knows? He might be okay. Mills quiet. I don't know. All the Sydney defenders look like they didn't score very well. So, that's interesting. Maybe, I think they all just kind of burnt it by the look of it. Mills 64 as well. Yeah, I think they're all just a bit off. Kerno's going to do well, but not for Supercoach. Must have hurt the Carlton fans. I really feel for him. I kind of imagine like if Phil Thorpe went to Tasmania or something, I'd be feeling pretty shit if he was kicking goals against Crom. Is there anything else for Sydney? Sheldrick absolutely butchered it. I'm a big fan of his, but man, he needs to really clean up that disposal or they're going to lose patience with him. Great at winning the ball, but bloody hell. 39%, that's... Jesus. Even guys like Matt Crouch would have been disgusted with that. So yeah, I think that's it for Sydney. yeah, over to Carlton. So Walsh, popular pick now. I don't trust his body though. I mean, I know he's had the whole pre-season and he's gone. It's all gone well for him. I don't think he's had any injuries, but you know, he's carrying Carlton on his back a bit at the moment by the look of it, particularly in the second half. So yeah, I'd just be worried about that. I just think it comes down to structure with him as well. It's not like he's ultra cheap or anything. There's a bit of value there, obviously, but when you've got these others floating around, and it seems like a lot of people are going guns and rookies this year, can you really fit him in comfortably? I don't know. It comes down to what you're doing. Not a bad pick at all. I definitely am not for or against it. You know, I'm not rushing to get him in my team. I'm also not saying don't pick him. So Pitt now, I said before, he gets a rough deal from the fans and stuff. He kicked 3 goals. Like, I know there were snaps out the pack and stuff. But let's be honest, if that was Tim English or someone, people would be creaming it. They'd be creaming their pants over it and saying, like, how good he is, rah, rah, rah. For any ruckman to kick 3 goals, it's not that common at all. So he did pretty bloody well, considering that he was up against Grundy, who we know is still one of the dominant ruckman of the AFL, and he's probably one of the best this century. This century. So he's done all right there. He's not going to get this every week, obviously, but it's a respectable performance, I think. And I have him in draft. So it's all right. I think he's going to give consistent 90s in that role now that he's not stuck behind TDK. I can't see Reedy with his output pushing in front of him anytime soon. So Florence a trap, 95. He caught my eye a couple of times over the last couple of years, I'd say. And when you look into it closer, it doesn't take long and you work out that his scoring's heaps volatile. So yeah, this 95, I mean, he's just as likely to go 50 next week. So don't get trapped. Cooper Lord, him and Rouston were two that I had flagged real early on in pre-season. That was even before the Giants midfield injuries. That was an implosion, and the Adam Chera injury. So yeah, I've rated him for a while, but yeah, 85 was good. I don't know what happens when Chera gets back or anything, but I think he kind of went out of the game. He was doing really well. Yeah, 59 at half time and only 26 in the second half. But I guess the whole of Carlton got really beat up in that second half. Like, Sydney just had the ball on a string. So yeah, 85, he's done well there. I think at his price, if he goes 85 average, that's fine. Williams 82. He'll probably do alright now that I think Sard did a hamstring or something. It's got the little concussion sign here. I swear they said he did a hamstring. Anyway, if he's out the team, Williams he'll do alright. I don't think he's getting CBAs anymore either, Williams. No, not in that game. So Hewitt a 70. That's going to be good come upgrade time, because that's going to drop his price a bit. He had a great year last year. Not really sure he butchered it too, 53. This is what I mean. I've said that about so many players in this game. So anyone saying, the new rules is it's killed off the scoring. No, players are just butchering the hell out of it. It's everywhere, you know. Jagger Smith, 65, whatever. He can score. He can go 65 every week. He's still going to make us good money. Put him on the field. He's an absolute lock. 27 touches at his age. Bloody hell. Just, put him on the field and throw away the key. He's going to score well. Cripps a 60. I don't know. I think it was just like once the game opened up, he hasn't got the speed to go with it. Oh wow, -6 in the second quarter. But yeah, see, first quarter where Carlton were able to really bottle it up, 36 he got. I think with him, that's it. If the game opens up, he's cooked. So you can't pick him. He could also be finally regressing. He is like over 30 now, I think. He won't go this low very often, but yeah, not a pick anymore, I think. Harry Dean, he's like 200k, so I don't think you can pick him for this output. Yeah. Has he even like got a safe spot in the team? I don't know. Carlton have got some major problems, I think. They're probably hanging on to a few guys that should be making way now for the young kids, but they obviously think they're still a shot to make finals. And probably the fact that the wild card 9 and 10 spot now is around, it's probably going to hurt Carlton. Like, I'm not ragging on them, but they're a chance to make that wild card, and it's probably not good for them long term, because they might play guys now that really in the long term they shouldn't be, just to try and hit 9th or 10th. So yeah, it might be better for them to just I don't know, rip the band-aid off. I think start playing some of the kids, because they've got some good kids. Yeah, Reedy of 31. You can't be picking him. If you're going to go with anyone, I reckon you want that kind of second ruck kind of player. Go with Toby Murray. I'm dead sure he'll get named round 1, and he can score pretty decent. Like, he can find the ball and stuff. He'll obviously get ruck DPP after round 6 or whatever it is. So yeah, I would be avoiding Reedy. I mean, he might have the odd game where he's going to give you, I don't know, like a 70 or something. But the problem is, he's also going to still score these ones, and it's just going to tank his cash making. So on to the next video. Oh, sorry, on to the next game. Sorry, it's late at night. I'm really tired. It's probably going to be a bit of a long video too. So the Suns and the Cats. Obviously, this game was a lot less close than the scoreline made it, which is interesting when you consider that, what was the margin, like 9 goals? 56 points. So yeah, it looked like it was going to be 100 there for a while. It looked like a foregone conclusion, to be honest. The big talking point in this was Petrarca. I'm going to piss off those the tens of Suns fans, I should say, and just mention that I don't think the Suns really should even have him. The AFL overcorrected massively with these compromised draft rules and stuff. There's no way that a team should be able to have all those first round draft picks, like their academy picks, pay cents on the dollar for them, and also give away some more first round draft picks to get a player like Petrarca. And I'm not salty because he didn't come to the Crom, because I know it wasn't even realistic. I think he was using the Crom to boost his contract at the Suns. And long term, if Crom had have paid him that $1 million or whatever it was on the extra year at that age, like, I don't know, it just reeked of Bryce Gibbs all over again. But I am happy for Petrarca. He looked good. Well, looked better than good, but he just looked really happy and stuff. So it was nice to see, because I do like him as a player. But yeah, the AFL, my God, they've fixed the rules up too late, and they probably haven't done enough. So it was a big overcorrection, because the Suns were crappy for a long time. I know that, and I'm not saying the Suns are going to be a runaway train. I don't even think they're going to make the grand final, but it's just shit to see in a competition that's already so heavily compromised. You got the fixtures compromised. I know it has been forever, but there's the draft, the rules. It's just it's sapping the enjoyment out of it. You look at any professional sport around the world, any sporting league, and it makes the AFL look like a bit of a joke in terms of that stuff. And I know that's probably going to be an unpopular opinion. You can dislike my videos, whatever you want to do, that's fine. But I had to get that off my chest, because yeah, I'm sick of the game. I don't know, the game that we all love is being eroded away by these people at AFL House that really, I don't think they give a shit. They're just your regular corporate mob that just see it as another job. They just want revenue, and that's it. So yeah, rant over. So Petrarca 170. He's been locked in my team for a while now. Bad thing is, everyone's going to have him after this. He's not going to lose any cash. Not that we were picking him as a money maker, but he's not going to be cheaper, you would think, for a while now. That's a hell of a head start at 170. Bit of an overreaction, I reckon, from people. I've heard some acting like he's going to do this every week. He's not. We know what he's like. He can butcher the ball like anyone else. He's probably not going to get 3 goals every week either. I mean, if he did, he'd be in Coleman territory. But yeah, 82% efficiency. That's like the very upper end for him, what he can do. Normally it's more like down in the 60s and stuff. So yeah, I really like him as a player, but don't expect this every week, obviously, or anywhere near it. Miller, he's an interesting one. I reckon he's going to run free all year, and he's probably going to fly under the radar, but all the attention's going to go to Petrarca now. And then, Nando and Rao are the next likely to get it. Miller's just going to be able to do whatever the hell he wants. And even if he plays mostly off that high half forward, like once Rao's back. Oh, so he didn't even get any CVAs. Okay, so yeah, off that half forward, there's another one, another player, that half forward trend. Yeah, he's going to do really well. He's probably one to look at after their bye if he's still doing this. I think Humphrey's a trap. Yeah, he was the beneficiary of Geelong making the mistake of trying to compress the game and not being able to spread with the Suns. Humphrey got on the end of a lot of, a lot of good delivery and stuff. As good as he was, not taking anything away, but yeah, 6 contested possessions. Normally he earns more of his own. The thing with him is another one whose scoring is volatile. So he's gotten 116 here, but he's not going to score 4 goals every week. Like Florent, he could put up a 50 next week and no one would think that was out of the ordinary. But yeah, well done to him. It was a great game last night. I was really impressed with Noble. I think he's been a great recruit for them. One of the best they've ever gotten, given what they paid for him, which wasn't much. I think he's been a better recruit than Rioli. And as good as Rioli is, obviously, he come at a higher price. And I think Noble's outperforming him these days. But Rioli was good last night. But yeah, so normally I don't name other super coaches like off YouTube or anything, but I was watching Ab's videos as I normally do, and I'm a fan. I like the way he looks at the game and stuff, but he was suggesting that Noble was underscored, and yeah, I don't agree. I think the whole reason he seems underscored, like, yeah, he got 2 goals and 28 touches, but look at this, 2 contested possessions. That's it. We know that Supercoach it's a game that is tilted towards contested kind of scoring. Noble didn't do it in this game. Normally he's pretty good for it, but when did he score his points as well? Yeah, he was pretty consistent all over, I guess. When did the goals come? Is there a way I can see when the goals happened? I think there is. This website's great, by the way. Everyone should be using this. I used to love fan footy, but this puts it to shame, really. No, so he scored end of the first quarter. So that was when the game was still quite close. End of the third. Yeah, I think it just comes down to the lack of contested ball for him. I don't think that they're scoring players differently. I don't think that the scoring system has changed at all. Obviously that extra player is going to be scraping a tiny bit off the top, but it's going to be coming from down the bottom where they're going to scale them out. It's not at the top. So yeah, Noble's 116 really. With that in mind, long story short, I think that's pretty right. It looks normal to me. So yeah, disagree with Abs on that one. With all due respect, I do have all the respect in the world for the guy. I'm a big fan. So, but yeah, yeah, Nando 100. That could have easily been like a 140 or something. I mean, he kicked 1 goal 4. If he kicked straight, well, yeah, you're looking at a big score. So if you're confident on him, I wouldn't lose any over that one. Also butchered it a little bit by his standards, 63%. So yeah, he'll be fine. I think he'll be like top 5 mids for the year. Collins, not Supercoach relevant, but I thought he was second best on ground behind Petrarca, particularly when the game was there to be won early. He was just an absolute rock in defence, and yeah, people overlook defenders a lot, but if he had let through those early Geelong attacks, then game could have been very different. Maybe Geelong could have continued to compress it and shut that game down. So yeah, Powell was a little bit disappointing in the second half. I know that he plays that. It's a new role for him, which is pretty cool. But the defensive mid, he got an 87, which is fine, but at his price, it's about where you'd expect him to be. First half, he looked really bloody good because there was actually something to defend. So yeah, 54 at half time, and then he's only gone 33 in the second half. Obviously, the Suns just ran away with it. There was nothing really to defend in the midfield. So he got less of it. Yeah, he'll probably score better when they're closer games, I think. But this was just, yeah, a blowout. Like, Geelong, their midfield looked cooked. And again, I don't think it's because Gold Coast were like world beaters or anything. Don't get me wrong, they look good, but Geelong really let them. I think I'm more critical of Geelong than I am full of praise for the Suns in this one. Witt's 52 hit-outs for only 71 Supercoach. Only 11 to advantage, though. Now, there's one thing that's not shown here. So, again, I think... Man, I don't want it to seem like I'm piling on Abs. I'm not. It's only because he mentioned it. But I think he suggested that Witts was underscored as well. But I think, 50% efficiency. There's one other thing that's not being shown, though. I'm pretty confident when I say this. You lose points for sharked hitouts, I reckon. So we don't know how many of Witts were actually sharked by the Geelong midfielders. I don't think, sometimes you can't look at like this stat line here because it doesn't go in depth enough and see. If I'm wrong, tell me in the comments. Like, otherwise, maybe I am with Abs and that does look a bit odd. But yeah, there's got to be a logical explanation for that one. And I think that might be something like that anyway. Only one mark, one tackle. Yeah, I don't know. Lombard 69, he looked good. Can field him with confidence. He's another one of those half forwards, leads up, plays that link well. And he's got some speed to burn. And there was one don't argue that he did where he just pinballed off the guy. Like, Prime Dusty would have been proud of that one. So yeah, just everyone should have him, I think. Put him on the field. Zeke Hewland, I got a probably different opinion on him to other people. I think he's going to be one of those rookies where he might score fairly low for the first couple of games, but I can see him getting it together. So he's had 16 touches. He didn't look too bad. Like, it's pretty obvious. He's got massive potential. He's a high draft pick, but I don't know, something about his game that I really liked. I could see him trotting out an 80, no worries. I wouldn't be surprised if he did it next week. The only problem is he's 200k, so if he is scoring low to begin with, can you really afford to have that? I don't think he's going to drop in price, obviously, but I don't know. It's an interesting play because you get to upgrade season. It's not like you can upgrade all your rookies at once. So if there is one like Hewland that's kind of a slow burn, it's not the worst thing in the world. I have noticed in Supercoach that the starting rookies normally make the majority of the money. And then the ones that come in later on after, there's injuries and stuff and teams aren't necessarily playing their first pick, it gets a lot harder to pick them with confidence. So yeah, a slow burn, I guess it's not the worst thing in the world. Anyway, he's not on my team currently because, 200k. Dempsey 4 goals, it was junk time shit. Did alright though. Stewart, he'll trap a few. No doubt about it. He always does. And that's probably a bit unfair. He used to be a uber primo, obviously. But yeah, the last couple of years, he's not what he was. He's not... he's still a great player, but he doesn't have that same role. He's not the main man anymore. So yeah, some will still remember him in his heyday and hope for the best. But no, I just wouldn't be doing it. Holmes was fine. 8 clangers. Still got a 103 though. He's fine. The whole Geelong team was flat. Atkins, nice and consistent as always. Bruin was probably their best. 31 touches, 91 Supercoach. So he burnt it a little bit, but he looked really good, especially for someone that's missed like a year of footy. Feel sorry for the guy after it's come out that he's innocent and stuff, but yeah, wow, he's making the most of his career now. It's going to be hard to get him in the team. I think you'd have to, if you've gone down like the Parrish or Young road, you'd have to get rid of one of them to get him in. I don't know. I still have a bad feeling he's a trap, but from what we've seen between this and the other practice game, or not the other practice game, this wasn't a practice game, but yeah, the one before, it's hard to ignore. He looks pretty good. I don't know. Wait and see. He could end up on my team, definitely. But yeah, keep in mind Harry Perryman last year. He had the good role in all the way up to round 0. maybe even beyond. He got a 90, I think a 93 in round 0, and of course we all locked him in. And look what happened. Shit can change real quick, especially, Geelong lost, so there's going to be changes, but I think Bruin was really good at what he did, so he's not the reason why they lost. If anything, I'd be locking that one in real early if I was Chris Scott. But yeah, Chris Scott does different things. Let's say that. I don't think Geelong's going to be very relevant unless they get some injuries and we start getting some rookies through. Myers 75, but he got 121 fantasy, so another one, another guy like plays that high half forward kind of role, pushes up to stoppage, 28 touches. This is definitely a trend to begin with. Is it going to continue though? He just burnt the ball heaps, 64 efficiency. He'll be top 8. He'll be top 6, I reckon. People are sleeping on him a bit. This easily could have been a much higher game. He went like 100 and, it was like 107 or something post-bye last year. I wouldn't be surprised if he just goes like a 107 average for the whole year. So yeah, wait till we're ready for upgrades. He could be an early one. And speaking of early upgrades, Bailey Smith 67. He looked cooked from the start. He looked slow. He looked tired. I don't know if he'd been out in the town or something. I don't think so. I think he's past all that shit. But butchered the ball. He is going to be one for the taking when it's time to upgrade. So Geelong will have already had their early buy after that as well. So I don't know. Just keep an eye on him because maybe he's carrying an injury or something. His did not look right at all. Yeah, for someone that had a terrible game, I noticed he was getting into the opposition a lot. It's not good to see. Well, at least someone was flying the flag though, I guess. The rest of them kind of just rolled over. Humphreys, so after a really good looking preseason, including the Origin game, I think the problem with him is he doesn't win his own ball. So one contested possession, he's got to be fed it a little bit. He's like that seagull distributor off halfback. And I really rate him highly in the role that he does, but this is going to happen if Geelong lose and stuff, and they're not getting a lot of that ball there where they can shut the game down. He's going to struggle, so don't think he's a pick. I felt sorry for Nevitt. He had to play key forward. He's not a key forward. Still kick 1 goal 1. I hope they're not going to criticise him. I hope Cats fans are smart enough to know that he's not a key forward. I'm sure they are. So yeah, I felt really sorry for him. I thought he was better than a lot of the Cats forwards actually. At least he competed. He just doesn't have the skill set to finish it off. I think that's it for the Cats. Pretty lackluster. I'd be worried if I was their fans. That was not good. Even with the players missing. Who was missing? Dangerfield, Cameron. Anyone else from the starting or your best 23? I don't know. Anyway, it didn't look good. If you're relying on those two old guys to come in, it's probably pretty dire. But we know what Geelong are like. They'll always get it together and probably finish top 2 or something again. All right, moving on to the next game. This was a more even game. It was pretty up and down, like a seesaw. But yeah, I was surprised that the Giants won, considering all the midfielders are missing. I think it just shows how weak the Hawks midfield is. They're going to struggle. They remind me of the Crows a bit. Like they've got a fairly weak midfield, but both ends, like attack and defense, look good. But yeah, both of them have got to fix their midfield. Hawthorn can't rely on Day anymore because he's always injured. And who else? They're missing another one, aren't they? I don't know. But the Giants were missing more. So yeah, they did well. Stringer 5-4. Yeah, he looked really bloody good, but he's not going to do that every week. He's on a Supercoach pick. Cogs is a weird one, and another one that it looked like he played that high half forward role as the extra mid pushing up. 122, 22 disposals and 2 goals. He's not going to do that every week. He's not going to get 2 goals every week. I don't think he got any CVAs. He didn't. Or if he did, they're very low. Surely this is not showing every... Oh, here we go. There's a slide bar. So he got 11% CVAs. So it's not the role that you wanted to see, but it's certainly the scoring that you would have wanted. That's a hard one, eh? if he is playing that high half forward role, which it looks like, and every other high half forward seems to be going off, I don't know. It just comes down to whether you think that this trend is going to continue or if coaches are going to shut it down real quick like they always do. We see it every year. Like they change the rules and stuff. Coaches have got it all worked out within 4 to 6 weeks, I'd say. It goes back to what it always was. So, I don't know. It's an interesting one. At his price, though, it's probably worth a punt. Again, he's in that same kind of price bracket, though, as like Parrish and Young, Bruin. Like, how many of them can you have? Unlike Bruin, Cogs has got the injury history too. Clary was really good. I've been critical of him, saying that he's washed and stuff. He's past his best, and he is. I'm still confident of that, but he wound the clock back today, which was good to see. 19 contested possessions, like that's vintage Clary right there. Didn't burn the ball, even kicked a goal. So yeah, it was nice to see. Well done. I wouldn't be picking him though. And you know, he's still cheap enough that if he does keep doing this, which I can't see happening, but if he does, he should be easy enough to upgrade to. He's not really going to get away from you. How much is he anyway? He's like 500k. Yeah, he's 500k, so he's not going to get away from you too quick. If one of the big dogs is underperforming, you can pivot real quick if Clary looks like he's going to continue this. Fonte was probably the talking point, I reckon, of the game in terms of Supercoach. It's a bit of a hard one to judge, so he's the third half back there. Obviously, there's Whitfield and Ash. Ash spent some time off the ground, and he started really slow, but he did well in the second half. I don't know. How can you really have 3 high-scoring half-backs? Fonte would be the one you'd think would make way, but it seemed to work, so I don't know. I don't know if this is just like a blue moon game or is he going to do it again? We haven't got long to work it out. What did he do quarter to quarter? I'm interested because when Ash was off the field, I think it might have been the second quarter. So the middle 2 quarters, he's gone crazy. I don't know. I'm going to have to look into this one more. He's a bit expensive too. Like, you'd want to be bloody sure of what you're getting if you pick him. I think he's like 300k or something like that. I don't know how much of it is... don't get me wrong, he looked really good. I was impressed, but how much of it is that Ash was actually down? Still, 119, that's pretty hard to get anyway. It's not like he was being fed the ball, 10 contested possessions. I thought Riccardi looked good, but he's going to be too up and down in his scoring. He's got a pretty cool role though, like playing that second ruck. He looks good around the ball. But yeah, not a pick. He's too high in price. Maybe one for draft. Whitfield 103, that's fine. Yeah, he does that. It's like his floor. Like 100's around his floor, so wouldn't be worried if you're going to pick him. He's going to be good. Callahan 89, that's low for him. And he didn't even cop the McGuinness tag, which was always going to be a possibility with him in the team. But yeah, I mean, he probably just was a bit underdone from that hip flexor injury, but an 89 is going to bring his price down, you'd think, unless he goes huge in the next couple. Another one, he might be on his way down when we're ready to upgrade. So yeah, wait and see on that one. We know he's going to be really good for the season, but maybe a bit of a slow start because of the injury. Green got the CBAs. He got the role that you wanted if you're picking him. He just butchered the hell out of the ball. 20 touches. So 89. Even though he only hit half his targets, 89, that's all right. He got 67% CBAs. So, yep, that's what you wanted to see if you go on there. Pretty hard, though, like with the way the buys are and stuff, I think, to go there. Now that you got Petrarca is like absolutely popped. Can't see people not picking Sheezel and Flanders. So it starts to get, a bit heavy down there, I guess. But, you know, everyone's structure is different. Thomas was impressive. I don't think he's a Supercoach pick, though. Briggs started like a house on fire. He had like 4 clearances in the first quarter. He was absolutely embarrassing Meek. And Meek kind of got it together as the game went on. There is people that are picking Briggs, or at least, yeah, as always, they talk about it. But no, I don't see it. Doesn't look like he can score consistently across a whole game. Maybe he's not like the fittest ruck or something. He's a bit tanky, but no, I wouldn't go there. It was nice to see Laverty do well. The new team, nothing against Essendon, obviously, but yeah, he got that second chance in his career, and he actually looked really, really good. Must have been hard for Essendon supporters to watch, to be honest. Himmelberg was heaps quiet, but he kind of came into it later on. Not a pick. He's too versatile. Works against him as a Supercoach pick. Yeah, Ash had that real quiet start. 69 he ended up on. So 19 at half time, then he's gone 50 in the second half. But yeah, he spent quite a bit of time off the ground there. Was it? Can't remember what it was from. It might have been, if he went back on, it was most likely from like a hit to the head or something. I don't know. I honestly can't remember what he went off for, but I know he was off for a while. What was his time on ground? 85 Tog. That's interesting. I swear he was off for 10 minutes or something. Maybe not. Okay, scratch that. He was just quiet. Rouston was pretty quiet as well. Expected better from him. Only 15 touches. Did he get CBAs? He did, surely. 56%. That's not good for the pick. Probably had what you wanted for the role, but didn't score. Just didn't find the ball. I think he's better in a real, like, a slow contested setting. And again, this game was a little bit open. Probably not as much as the other two, but yeah, he's still a rookie. He's going to be up and down. Gothard's goal at the end was really good. I was happy for him. It was kind of running out of time to get that first goal in his first game. I don't think he's a pick, like as a rookie or anything, but yeah, it was good to see from a footy sense. I think that's it for GWS. Sicily 128. I don't think that holds. So got the kick-ins. He didn't even take any kick-ins. Oh, Whitfield had 8 kick-ins. Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't think that holds for Sicily. He can still do these games, but like last year he did it. He still had games like this, but they're not consistent. He's not the main man back there. When he was really good, he was like the only one back there. But Hawthorn, I really rate Hawthorn's defense. Like Battle is, he's underrated if anything. I know he's an All-Australian, but yeah, he's better than people give him credit for. Hardwick, yeah, Sicily doesn't have to do it all. That's what I'm saying. So they kind of share it around. There's times when Battle will get a big score, so they all kind of steal off each other. I think teams have worked out you can put time into Sicily as well. You can actually stop him. McDonald, he nearly got to the ton. Not quite. What was his CBAs like? Did he get them? I think he did. It's hard to remember when you've watched all these games like back to back. 33%. Probably not as much as people were hoping for. Ward got 56. That's interesting. And didn't even score with them. Okay. Well, some players we know they don't. They score better when they're not in the middle. But yeah, McDonald, that's all right. 94. It's not going to put you off if you got him in your team, I think. I don't think Hawthorn's like the most relevant team either. Love seeing Gunston kick 4, still doing well. And yeah, that's as a Crow supporter. He left us, but it's pretty hard to not like the guy, seriously. He's, if I was in his position, and I never was and never will be, but I probably would have done the same. I would have went home as well. Impey, as we know, doesn't score well with Weddle in the team for some reason. But if Weddle gets injured, Impey would definitely be a pick, I think. We saw it last year. Newcomb was quiet considering he's the main man in there. What is going on with Moore? 13 touches. Where did he play? What's his heat map? So he's pretty much like in the middle and on the wing. That's bizarre. He's fallen a long way in terms of Supercoach. So yeah, that's it for Hawthorn. So yeah, weird game. I think started to have reservations about Hawthorn last week when I saw the practice game. Something about them looks off, and I got all faith that Mitchell will fix it up because he's a great coach, but I don't know. It's like they've lost. I don't know. They had this like this confidence and arrogance that would never go away from them. Last year and stuff. But I don't know. It just looked like in the practice game it went away from them, and I thought maybe it's just a practice game, but they didn't seem to have it today either. So I don't know. They'll recapture it. Wouldn't be too worried. As I said, round 0, it doesn't even feel like the real thing. Probably doesn't for them either. So on to the last game. Last game of today anyway. Yeah, I didn't expect this to happen. Obviously, a lot of people wouldn't have expected the Lions to lose, certainly not at home. But I've been a big believer that the Dogs, because of their weak defence, they cop media hype every year, and I thought it was just a case of that again. But they've started really well. If they want to prove that the media hype is justifiable, they've done it in the best way. So hard to argue with that. Zorko 131. When is this guy gonna stop? What is he? He's about 70 years old now. Still just playing that loose role at halfback, and he still tackles and everything when he has to. He's not the loosest halfback, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, he's an awesome player. I don't know. He's probably not going to do this every week. They're probably going to manage him and stuff. Started to do it at the second half of last year, but he's not going to fall off a cliff like people think. Neil looked really good, 39 touches. Vintage Neil. Wasn't enough to get him over the line, but he did his bit for sure. Maybe he is going to be a pick this year. Maybe that old trend of the one up, one down year for him is true, and this is another up year. Surely it's got to be the last one, though, if it is an up year. Is susceptible to tags, though. We know the doggies don't tag, but no, I'm not picking him. I can't trust his body. Like Zorko, they're going to manage him at some point. We know, like, the Dogs, they're probably not even going to go minor premiers. I don't think they have in either year when we know they didn't last year when they've won the flag. I'm pretty sure they didn't the year before. They just ramp up at the right time when they need to. So, that's when guys like Zorko and Neil probably start getting rested. So I'm not going there with confidence. Can't pick him. Ashcroft got better as the game went on. But yeah, he's still not like... Yeah, even with McCluggage out, Ashcroft's still... He's a third man for CBAs. You think when McCluggage is back in, Ashcroft becomes fourth again. I don't think McCluggage will be out for long. I'll get to him later. Cameron, he scored really good in the practice game as well, didn't he? That's interesting. He's had 2 games in a row. I'm not saying to pick him, not at all. He's not a pick, but yeah, it'll be a very long time since we've seen him go 90 and above in 2 games in a row. Andrews, I hope he doesn't cop any games for that, or the game is well and truly cooked. Like it was a footy action. The ball is right there, a foot from him. And so a footy action with the ball there, he's put his arm out to try and block the guy just because he accidentally got him in the head. How do you punish someone for an accident? You think he's going to learn his lesson next time for an accident? Like what? Don't stick your arm out again and try and block someone? It's a bloody contact game. He better not go or I'm going to be raging. The game is well and truly on its way to being cooked. If that's, yeah. I'm not going to get stuck into that one, but Jesus. Stop penalising, footy actions that are accidents. Like, intent goes a long way. We saw it for years now that they've been penalising it. It's just shit, really. Dunkley 88 is pretty quiet. Yeah, normally he's really consistent. That's odd. Didn't butcher the ball either. Yeah, I wonder why he was quiet. He just didn't really find it, I guess. 19 touches. I wouldn't be too worried. He's still got the role, like number 2 for CBAs. 77%. That's enough for him to score really well. Bailey started really hot. But this is the thing with that role that he plays. He can go missing for a bit. Butchers the ball too at times. So yeah, two good quarters and 2 lower ones. Could have had a second goal, but yeah, it got touched on the line, I think, by Karmas, so kind of hurt his score a bit. Wilmot disappointing. A lot of the Brisbane players were in the end with their scoring. Fletcher was low. All these guys that normally do a lot better. Ashcroft was low, like Levi. So Coleman's 61. He got into it more as the game went on, but I'm worried about his job security because he looks like an absolute liability defensively. So what did he do? He laid 2 tackles and had 3 contested possessions. But to me, it looked like he was actively avoiding body contact. I could be wrong. That would probably upset some Brizzy supporters because I know how much they rate him. And I rate him too. He's good at what he does in that role. But when you've already got Zorko doing that role, and there's like Wilmot and Fletcher can do it as well, and I think they do it better. I don't know with Coleman. I don't know if he's going to keep his spot in the team, especially after they just lost that one, because they looked uncharacteristically leaky in defence. So they may be too offensive there, having Coleman and Zorko and Wilmot and Fletcher. Or Fletcher's like up on the wing now, I think. But yeah, I think they need to get Fletcher back there and get Coleman out of there. Because, it was leaking way too much. Anyway, I'm not picking Coleman. He might do all right when he plays, like score-wise. Like 61's not great, but he might give you that score that you need and make money, but is he going to be in the team long enough? I'm not convinced. I reckon that if Brisbane are serious, he's going to be one to go. Unless he can clean up his defensive side of his game, but it doesn't look like it comes natural to him. ZZ, is that what he's called? How do you say that? Is that Zakostowski? Don't think he's a pick. What even is he in Supercoach? Is he listed as a ruckman? Defender ruck, that's an odd combo. It's like the old Blitzars back in the day. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you could go there. He's only warm in the seat though until Draper gets back, and I don't think that's far off. So I don't know. See if what happens with Draper. If there's a setback or something, then maybe you could go there because he's pretty cheap. He's not Supercoach relevant, but I wouldn't be surprised if Darcy Gardner is going to have a holiday after that one. That was that was not a footy act. That was just a cheap shot. Wasn't good to see. If Andrews cops games and Gardner doesn't, then the system is truly broken. Well, we know it already is, but you know what I mean. Like, I'll say it again. And then lastly, there's McCluggage. So a 13. Even if he plays the next couple of weeks, like I think it was just a calf tightness thing because they said he got a corky during the practice game and then it was tight during the game, like this game. Regardless of what happens, that 13 is going to be in his system now. It's going to drag his price down pretty quick. So he's the one that I'd be going for as the first upgrade if he gets low enough. He's still going to be pretty high in price, obviously, because he's coming from a long way up. But yeah, that's probably the cheapest we'll get him all season, I would say, is that first opportunity there. And now finishing off on the Bulldogs, man, this video's going longer than I wanted it to, but hopefully people's attention spans are hanging in there. I noticed Abs bringing him up again, but I noticed he was saying that people watch the short form videos more, and that's fine, but, whatever. I don't care. I do this for myself as much as for people. Richards looked really good. He'll be a pick. 2 goals, though. I don't know if he's going to get that every week. English, he does hit the scoreboard pretty regularly. Normally he'd get clearances too. He had none in this game. I could almost agree with Abs and say that this does look odd. English does look underscored. But again, it could be things that you can't see, like sharked hitouts and things like that have affected him. But he's hardly missed a target. It's not like he didn't get contested possessions. 1 tackle. 2 goals in a tight win like that, though. And he's gone 51 in the last quarter. Maybe it's because through the middle of the game here, he was pretty quiet. Maybe the scaling has like not been too favourable. Nah, I think that's about right. I guess fair. 117 still nothing to sneeze at, so yeah, no, I'll agree. That's all right. I think his score's fine. Bont 113. Like, this is what you get with the Bont, okay? He's got 3 goals, and he had a quieter night, admittedly. This is why I'm paying up for him, though. He only needs 19 touches. He's going to find ways to score. Like, if he's not getting heaps of the ball, he's probably going to score goals. If he's not doing that, he's going to set goals up and get score assists, score involvements, knock-ons. He's got, like, the most varied scoring avenues, I would say. So, you know, when a guy can have a quieter night like he did, and it's crazy to say because he did get 3 goals for a midfielder, and that's considered a quieter night, but to still get a 113, like, you know, you're paying for that safety. Because if it's another midfielder and they only get 19 touches, chances are they're not getting 3 goals. One that I may have to rethink is Buderick. 105. Dale was pretty quiet, and Buderick, I think he took most of the kick-ins for a start. He did, took 8 and played on 7 of them. Still, Dale got half. 4. Yeah, I don't know how that works with the 2 of them. Dale might start stealing points off him, and Buderick could pretty easily, I reckon. Well, this is the problem I had with him all through pre-season. Like when I was doing the research, he can score well when he's in the offensive role, but he can just as easily get switched into that defensive role, and then he doesn't score well at all because he's good at both. And obviously, coaches they don't give a shit about Supercoach points; they want to win. So that's the problem with Buderick. He's a bit like who did I say before? Oh, Himmelberg for GWS. Like his versatility kind of goes against him. So if you're going to pick Buderick, be prepared for volatility in his scoring. I think, but you probably know that. You know what you're getting yourself in for. But yeah, don't expect this every week. He also got a goal, which is pretty rare for him. So Jake's got an 84. That's a good sign. He looked really good. Took some kick-ins, I reckon. Oh, he took 2. But yeah, he was much more convincing, I thought, than Selwood. If you look at their fantasy points, so Selwood had the 61, which is not too bad actually. But I get the feeling that Selwood's 7 tackles and 90% efficiency, it's a lot to back it up. He's not going to do it every week. Whereas if you look at Jake's, 4 tackles, 88% efficiency, but Jake's is kind of playing that different role where you expect he's going to get the higher efficiency. He doesn't need the tackles, the extra tackles, and he still outscored him. So I don't think I want both of them. Ideal world, I wouldn't, but I don't know. Maybe you do just go with both because I'm not wrapped in most rookies this year. Selwood's already got a 70 built in. Obviously, he only gets 1 price rise with that, but then it's out the system. But still, I don't know, a lot to think about between now and, is it Thursday night? Is round 1? But yeah, I'd be going Jakes, obviously, over Selwood. Darcy was really quiet. I think teams have really put in their homework into him. He doesn't do as well, and this is pretty obvious, but I don't think he does as well with these really tall key defenders. So like a Harris Andrews, he can just about get his arms up as high as Darcy. So he kind of loses that big advantage. Like Alex Pearce seems to do really well on him as well because they're big, like they're almost ruck height or thereabouts. So yeah, I think it's just more that teams have worked it out that you stop Darcy marking the ball, goes a long way to beating the Dogs, and it hasn't tonight. But it's a good sign for the Dogs. I guess they have to rely on him. Yeah, Dale really quiet. We know he's prone though to sometimes having like a really low game, and then the next week he might get like a 160 or something. But I don't know. It's just kind of how he is. If anything, I think he's just going to ruin the Buderick pick, not really be like a top 8 pick himself, or a top 6, I should say. Fraser is, yeah, this is annoying because all the people that were going to pick him, they're not going to pick him now. You would think so. Still had 20 touches, but he's not getting the role. So for all the talk that he was going to be the third man in there behind Richards and Bont, he's still being outdone by Libber and Kennedy. So obviously, you know, when push comes to shove, Bevo's still got the faith in them. And why wouldn't you? Like, Libber's still elite, I reckon. But yeah, Fraser 29%. And we know that he can't score without the CBAs. So yeah, that pick is finished until there's some injuries or something at the Dogs, or Bevo sees him as gone past the others. But yeah, it doesn't look like he is. So yeah, all over for that starting pick. Artie Jones, he copped the knock in the head, but he didn't look good in terms of scoring, so I don't think you pick him. And Croft, he looked really good in the practice game. He gets in good spots, like you can tell he's smart forward, but he missed 2 pretty easy goals, which sucks for him. There's one there for the future for sure, but yeah, he's not like Supercoach relevant. I wouldn't be picking him. So yeah, I've hit the hour mark. Hopefully you're still watching. Anyway, it's good that footy's back, but it doesn't feel quite right. Something about it. I hope the AFL's taken notice. I see quite a few people saying that surely the round 0 experiment, like, it's done. Look at the crowds. They're like, was it the Suns game? It was only like 19,000. For 2 teams that made the finals last year, that's pretty pathetic. Especially when you consider that people should be footy starved after 6 months. But anyway, they're going to do what they're going to do. They don't give a shit about us. So, yeah, that's where we're at so far. I think things are becoming more clear. There's still a few big questions. It's kind of annoying that some of the players like Bruin and that have thrust themselves forward as probably genuine options, because, you know, if you weren't planning for it, it's kind of just throwing a spanner in the works. And now this is where things get interesting. How much do you back you've researched prior to the preseason? You know, you don't want to get stuck with a Perryman or a Jaden Short or something again. So that's what I'm wrestling with. Let me know what you've seen out of these games, and a couple of those probably more controversial opinions I've talked about. Let me know what you think of them as well. But yeah, hope you're all enjoying the footy back, and I'll do a review tomorrow night. It'll obviously be a lot shorter, but I'll do the Saints and Collingwood game. I think the Saints are going to win. I think, now that I've said that, Collingwood will win. But anyway, yeah, it should be a good game either way. So yeah, cheers for watching as always. And yeah, I'll see you in that video.